Welcome to the Ancient Alternative View. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Good day to all watching the Ancient Alternative View, a place where everyone's opinion matters. Remember, the truth has been hidden and covered for many years, so all theories to our ancient past are on the table. I look forward to hearing your views. Please like, comment and subscribe below. Thank you. The Khmer Empire was a powerful state in Southeast Asia, formed by people of the same name lasting from 802 to 1431 BCE. At its peak, the empire covered much of what today is Cambodia, Thailand, Laos, and southern Vietnam. By the 7th century, Khmer people inhabited territories along the Mekong River, the world's 7th longest river, from the delta to roughly modern Cambodia-Laos border, plus the region between that river and the Great Tonle Sap Lake to the west, and the area running along the Tonle Sap River, which runs from the lake to the sea, joining the Mekong in the delta. There were several kingdoms at constant war against each other, with art and culture heavily influenced by India due to long-established sea trade routes with the subcontinent. Hinduism and Buddhism were very important religions in the region, mixed with animist and traditional cults. Important cities from the time include Angkor, Moreh, Sampaparikuk, Bate, Priyanokor and Wat Phu. A man called Jayavarman II, who is said to have come from a place named Java, which may or may not be the island we call Java in Southeast Asia, led to a series of successful military campaigns, subjugating most of these petty kingdoms that resulted in founding of the large territorial state in 802 BCE. Took the title Chakravartin, universal ruler, and that date is used to signal the start of an empire. Using the city of Angkor as a capital for the next centuries, the Khmer Empire expanded its territorial base, mostly to the north, entering the Korat Plateau, and the west to the Chao Phraya Basin. To the east, outcomes were different. Several times the Khmer fought wars against two neighbouring people with powerful kingdoms, the Cham in central Vietnam and the Vietnamese in today's northern Vietnam. Despite some victories, as in 1145 BCE when Cham's capital Vijaya was taken, the empire was never able to annex those lands. Controversially, Shams and Vietnamese enjoyed some victories of their own, the most spectacular of which was Sham's humiliating revenge, looting Angkor 1177 and pushing the empire to the edge of destruction. Throughout the empire's history, Khmer's court was repeatedly concerned with putting down rebellions initiated by ambitious nobles trying to achieve independence or fighting conspiracies against the king. This was particularly true each time a king died, as successions were usually contested. The Khmer were great builders, filling the landscape with monumental temples, huge reservoirs and canals, and laying an extensive road network with all sorts of bridges and main highways that are about 800 kilometers long. The most stunning temple, Angkor Wat, is a microcosm of the Hindu universe and defies imagination as the world's largest religious complex, covering 200 hectares. Nowadays it's crowded with tourists, amazed with the ruins that until recently were covered in jungle. Its construction took some 30 years and was started by one of the greatest kings, Shiravarman II, around 1122 CE. The empire's greatest king was Shiravarman VII. He expelled the Shams who took Angkor, restoring the realm from anarchy, and then invaded Champa, Sham's kingdom. The scale of his construction program was unprecedented. He built temples, monuments, highways, 100 hospitals, and the spectacular Angkor Thom complex, a city within a city of Angkor. Shiravarman was also explained the empire's territorial control to its zenith. Angkor's original name was Yasha Dharapura, glory-beating city, and its apogee, it was the biggest city in the world, covering an area of 1,000 square kilometers, close to that of modern Los Angeles in the USA. The Khmer were very festive people, with many celebrations all the year round. Wrestling, horse races, cockfights, fireworks, music and dances were all an integral part of their culture. Most of the realm's commerce was apparently in the hands of the women. The king and the elite were transported on the palanquins and they used umbrellas to cover the sun. There were several religious beliefs present. with Hinduism being favoured, yet not exclusively, by the kings at first and then Buddhism later. The state was divided into approximately 23 provinces, with sophisticated administration and extensive personal goings. Censuses were carried out periodically, although key to the empire's prosperity, the high officers of its bureaucracy were also part of the plots that plagued the court's history. The empire's decline and its final collapse is deeply connected with the Great Thai Migration of the 12th to 14th centuries CE. They inhabited an area of the north of the empire roughly where China ends and South Asia begins. The Yunnan. It is a mountainous, harsh land where the Thai kingdom called Nacho existed. For unknown reasons, Thai populations started migrating south in small groups first. Thais first appeared in records as hired mercenaries for the empire, and their numbers rose as they began to establish themselves as settlers in marginal areas. The migration intensified when Mongol campaigns shook China, and when the Mongols took over Yunnan in 1253, further pressure for Thai migration ensued. Eventually, the Thai created their own small kingdoms, the most important of them in the western side of the empire. As these kingdoms grew in power, they started to attack and annex imperial territories. The empire's economy by this time had also deteriorated, increasing slighting of the massive waterworks and the Khmer core dependent on. Thai kingdom of Athuya took anchor in 1431, which constitutes the end of the Khmer Empire. Now, what I've done is give a list here of the different kings that ruled the empire of Angkor, and you can see yourselves exactly what happened. Now, I would suggest that you go onto this site and have a little look, and it gives you a very good breakdown of all the kings that ran in the area. Absolutely superb, because there is a little bit of controversy on some of this. Jayavarman VII obviously being the most popular king, but Jayavarman I is the written king that built everything. And if you have a read of it yourselves, I'm sure you'll find it very interesting, absolutely superb. Now, I've come on to these pieces, and I think they're absolutely gorgeous. As you can tell yourselves, absolutely lovely. And if you look closely on here, I mean, there's lots of little tiny holes everywhere. I started to have a look at these, and they could be lifting holes, defensive holes, and so on. But they do actually come up everywhere. I mean, look at those there. There's one there, one there. There's two on that one, two on that one. I mean, it does say that Angkor Thom has been battle orientated, took a lot of gunshots, but these don't look like gunshots to me. They look more like lifting holes. There's quite a few examples of this just on here. Now, we've got them also on here, where you can see there's a lifting hole, there's a lifting hole. They're not everywhere. It could show that there's repurposed blocks, but we shall see. At the heart of Angkor Thom is the 12th century Bayon, the mesmerising, if not slightly mind-bending, state temple of Jayavarman VII. It epitomises the creative genius and the inflated ego of Cambodia's most celebrated king. Its 54 Gothic towers are decorated with 216 gargantuan smiling faces of the Avalokiteshvara, and it is adorned with 1.2 kilometres of extraordinary bas-reliefs incorporating more than 11,000 figures. The temple's eastward orientation leads most people to visit in the morning, however Bayon looks equally good in the late afternoon. Unique even among its cherished contemporaries, the architectural audacity was a definitive political statement about the change from Hinduism to Mahayana Buddhism. Known as the Face Temple, thanks to its iconic visages, these huge heads glare from every angle, exuding control with a hint of humility. Now, this site is absolutely phenomenal, and these heads look at you from every angle, and what a sight this would be to go to. I mean, even down here, though, if you can see, there's lifting holes on all of these. I don't know whether they're repurposed, but they're most certainly there. As you walk around, a dozen or more of the heads are visible at any one time, full face or in profile, sometimes level with your eyes, sometimes staring down from on high. Though Bayon is now known to have been built by Jayavarman VII, for many years its origins were unknown. Shrouded in dense jungle, it also took researchers some time to realise that it stands in the exact centre of the city of Angkor Thom. There was still much mystery associated with the Bayon, such as its exact function and symbolism, as this seems only appropriate for a monument whose signature is an enigmatic smiling face. Unlike Angkor Wat, which looks impressive from all angles, Bayon looks rather like a glorified pile of rubble from a distance. It's only until you enter the temple and make your way up to the third level. The basic structure of the Bayon comprises a simple 3 levels, which correspond more or less to 3 distinct phases of building. This is because Jayavarman VII began construction of this temple at an advanced age, so he was never confident he was going to complete it. Each time one phase was completed, he moved on to the next. The first 2 levels are square and adorned with bas reliefs. They lead up to a third circular level with the towers and their faces. Some say that the Khmer Empire was divided into 54 provinces at the time of the Bayon's construction, hence the 54 pairs of all-seeing eyes that keep watch over the kingdom and its outlying subjects. Famous carvings on the outer wall of the first level depict vivid scenes of everyday life in 12th century Cambodia. The bas-reliefs on the second level do not have epic proportions of those on the first and tend to be fragmented. The reliefs described are those on the first level. The sequence assumes that you enter the Bayon from the east and view reliefs in a clockwise direction. Moving in a clockwise direction, just south of the east gate, you'll encounter the first bas-relief, Shams on the Run, a 3-level panorama. On the first tier, Khmer soldiers march off to battle. Check out the elephants, the ox carts, which are almost exactly like still used in Cambodia today. The South Gate in Cambodia is not one of the Angkor temples in itself, but one of the 5 main gates to the ancient Angkor Thom, and it is the best preserved and most commonly visited by tourists. Its stature and significance make its feature of small temples, given its religious symbolism and close similarities to the Bayon, built under Jayavarman VII as part of the majestic Angkor Thom city itself. The avenue approaches the first slight for any visitor and this wonderful feat. One of the sides is adhered to the row of the gods and the other demons, expressing welcome or grimace respectively. And as you can see, it's absolutely gorgeous. Now I'm going to zoom in yet again and show you these little holes. I want to know what they are. I think they crop up everywhere. Now they're certainly not from firing weapons or whatever. It's just not happened later on in war, because wars have gone on here for years, but it's very sporadic. It's almost like they've been repurposed or taken from somewhere else, but these lifting holes are found all over the world, not just here in Cambodia. There's a couple of good friends of mine that would be able to have a little look at that for me, but ancient history criticisms, can you have a look at these for me? Because they crop up everywhere on this site, and I know they'll probably interest you. Now, I must apologise today because I've got man flu, and I hope that hasn't come across too much on my presentation. I'd like to do a big shout out to the Lost History channel. Thanks very much for all your help as always. Look forward to your next work. Thank you, Ancient History Criticisms, for everything that you do for me, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Thank you to all the ancient researchers. Remember, there is no right or wrong answers to what we're doing, and I appreciate everyone's hard work, as should everyone viewing. All the very best for your day. I hope you've enjoyed today's presentation, and please like, comment, and give me some feedback in the comments below. All the very best for your day. Thank you very much. Remember, there's always an ancient alternative view. Thank you for watching.